Okay. Ready to make your writing, go from meh to like seriously impressive.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into argumentative essays this time.
Yeah, where you're not just giving an opinion, but you're backing it up, really solidly.
I love that. I remember in school, writing essays felt a bit like, I don't know, just throwing words around hoping something would stick.
Right.
But we could be building something much stronger here.
Yeah, like we're giving you the tools, right, to create an argument that's not just convincing, but maybe even like impossible to argue with.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah.
So where do we start? What's our foundation?
Well, every good argument needs a blueprint, and that's where the 5-paragraph essay structure comes in.
5 paragraphs, okay.
Think of it as your secret weapon to organize everything and make it super clear and persuasive.
Okay, 5 sounds manageable. But what's the magic formula for each one?
So that very first paragraph is all about grabbing your reader's attention.
Okay.
It's like a movie trailer. You've got like seconds to really hook them in.
So if I were writing about school uniforms, maybe I'd start with like, ever feel like your clothes are wearing you?
Exactly. You got it. You've got their attention. And now you slide right into your thesis statement, which is like the North Star of your whole essay.
Okay.
It needs to be crystal clear, stating your position, no fence sitting here.
Right. So no, school uniforms might be good. More like school uniforms are the key to like unlocking a more focused and equal learning experience. Bam.
Yes. You got it. It's concise, it's strong, and it tells the reader exactly what you're going to prove. And now you move on to the body paragraphs, the heart of your argument.
Time to back it all up, right?
Exactly.
So each paragraph tackles a different point from the thesis.
Exactly. So sticking with the school uniforms, you might have one paragraph on how it promotes equality, another on reducing bullying, and another on improving focus.
Okay, that makes sense. But I can't just say uniforms reduce bullying and call it a day, right?
You need evidence.
I was going to say I need proof.
Exactly. Think of it like being a lawyer in court. You wouldn't tell the jury your client's innocent without any proof, right?
Right.
Same thing with your essay. You need that strong evidence.
Okay, so that's where my research comes in, right? All my stats and examples. Time to drop some knowledge.
Yes. But here's where a lot of people, even those lawyers sometimes, they miss a crucial step. You need to explain why your evidence matters. Don't just show it. Tell them.
Oh, I see. So it's not enough to just be like, here's a graph showing less bullying in schools with uniforms.
Exactly.
You have to connect the dots for the reader.
Yes. So say you found a study showing schools with uniforms have way better attendance.
Okay.
You wouldn't just plop that in there and move on. You'd say something like, this suggests that, when you take away those worries about clothing choices, it helps create a more consistent and engaged student body. You see, you explained the why.
Okay, yeah. It's about weaving a story, right? Not just stating facts.
Exactly. That's what makes your writing go from simply giving information to actually persuading.
I like it.
See, you're building a really strong case here. But a really persuasive essay, it doesn't just show one side, right?
Ooh, you're right. It's like, got to anticipate what the other side might say, right?
Exactly. It's time to address those counter-arguments.
Okay.
You might think it weakens your essay, but trust me, acknowledging those opposing views and shutting them down, it actually makes your argument even more convincing.
Okay, yeah. It's like showing you're not afraid of their best shot.
Exactly.
Because you've got something even better.
Right. So let's say someone comes at our school uniform argument with the classic, it stifles individuality. What would you say back?
Okay, I wouldn't just ignore that. I think I'd say something like, sure, some people argue that school uniforms limit how you express yourself through clothes, and that's a fair point.
Okay.
But there are other ways to express yourself.
You're right.
Maybe even better ways.
Now you're talking. So you're acknowledging their point, but then, bam, you come back swinging and say, hey, you can still show your personality, your talents, even how you rock that science fair presentation, right?
Yes. It's not about the uniform. It's about you.
Yeah.
And I bet you could even find research that backs that up, correct?
Absolutely. Imagine finding a study showing that kids in uniforms, they actually feel less pressure to fit in.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So they can focus more on what they're passionate about. You weave that in and boom, counter-argument disarmed, plus you've made your own points even stronger.
It's like strategic. I love it. Okay, so we've hooked the reader with a great intro in our thesis, built up our argument with evidence and explanations, even tackled those counter-arguments like prose. What's the grand finale? How do we really seal the deal on this masterpiece of persuasion? So we've hooked them, built our case, tackled those counter-arguments like pros. What's the grand finale? How do we leave them totally convinced?
It's like the closing arguments in a courtroom, right?
Yeah.
You've got to drive that main point home.
No pressure then. But seriously, how do we nail that final impression?
You start by reminding the reader what you're all about, that thesis statement. But don't just repeat it word for word. You want to freshen it up a bit.
So instead of school uniforms create a better learning environment, it'd be more like, when we're really serious about having a focused and equal learning experience for everyone, well, school uniforms, they just make sense.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Exactly. You've said it again, but in a new way. And now you take a minute to recap those key points you made.
Just the highlights.
Yeah, just the main players. No need to rehash every detail.
Got it. So touch on the equality aspect. Less bullying, more focus, all those things we backed up with evidence before.
You got it. It's like giving them a highlight reel of your winning argument. And then you got to leave them with something to chew on, you know? A question, a bold statement, something that sticks with them.
Okay, how about this? If we're really serious about preparing students for a future full of possibilities, well, maybe it's time we get serious about school uniforms. Mic drop.
There you go. You don't just want to summarize, you want to resonate.
This has been awesome. We went from a blank page to a blueprint for persuasive writing, the 5-paragraph essay structure for the win.
And you know the best part. These skills, they go way beyond essays. Think about it. You're making arguments all the time, trying to convince a friend to see a movie with you, negotiating a better price on something, even that internal debate about hitting the snooze button.
That's so true. Mastering persuasive writing, it's like a superpower. You can navigate the world with more clarity, more confidence.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, don't be afraid to really own your arguments. It's not about winning. It's about expressing yourself clearly, backing up your ideas, and maybe even changing someone's mind.
We hope this deep dive helps you write amazing essays, but also to communicate with more purpose and impact in every part of your life. Until next time, happy writing.